Well, as you can see, I've got the lid off of the R610 over here, and that's because I went on eBay and bought one of these, a 10 gig network card, and we're going to install it today on Low Res DIY. So first thing up, I just wanted you to have a look at your network options. So under your node, low res, go to under systems and then network, and you'll see all your available ports and whichever bridges were created. As you can see, the R610 has 4 ports available, 4 1 gigabit ports available, which are ENO 1 through 4, and then it created a bridge with ENO 1 that gives internet access to all of your virtual machines and containers that you create. So let's go ahead and install this 10 gig card and come right back to this screen. So the installation of this card is pretty easy. We just need to take this little blue tab or clip here, pop it up out of the way, take our card, slide it into the PCIe slot, click it in, put that tab back down, and the card is now in. Now this card, I looked up the standards, I guess you would say, for the R610, or the compatible devices for the R610. This is one of them. It's a Broadcom, I believe. I'll leave a link to the eBay seller that I got this from, and I will leave another link that lists all of the 10 gig cards that are compatible with the R610. Now, this card actually came with a couple of these little adapters for fiber, but I don't have fiber. I actually have copper cable not throughout the house, but throughout my home lab. So we're just going to slide him into the first port, and now we're going to pop back over to the computer and set it up in Proxmox. Once Proxmox is back up and you're logged in, let's go back into the node, low res, system, networks, and you'll notice that there are two new network devices available. Those are the 2 ports that are on the card we just installed. Although Proxmox recognizes it, the containers and VMs can't access it yet. To do that, we're going to need to create another bridge. So we're going to click on Linux Bridge, and we're going to leave the name as VMBR1. We'll give it a new IP address of, let's just go 88/24. And we want to tell the bridge which port to connect to. We're going to go with the ENP 4S0 F1. And we're going to create. It'll go through pending changes, create the connection. Now we're going to need to reboot Proxmox in order to actually be able to use that connection. So let's do a reboot. Okay, with everything back up and running, you'll notice VMBR1 is now active. So let's go to our test container and look at network. You'll notice we are under VBR0. So let's start this guy up and see if we can access the internet with it. Now let's ping Google. All right, it's pinging Google, so it has access to the network. So let's shut this guy down. Go back into networks, and we're going to change that. We're going to edit it, and we're going to change it to VMBR1. Click OK, and let's restart it. With the test container restarted, let's go ahead and see if we can ping Google, and we can. The only difference is now, instead of going through the 1 gig network card, it's going through the 10 gig network card. So let's check out a Windows VM. Now, it's pretty much the same, as a few more steps, but it's just nothing difficult. So we'll go into the VM that you want to change, hit hardware, network device, and we're going to edit it. we are going to change to VMBR1, and then we're going to change our model from the Intel to the virtual IO, and we're going to click OK. And let's go ahead and start this VM up. Once you start your VM up, you're going to notice that you do not have internet access right now. And that's because we changed it from an Intel network card. If we would have left that the same, it would have just kept running at a 1 gig speed. But we want to use the full 10 gig if it's possible. So we changed it over to a virtual IO. Windows doesn't know what the drivers are for that. So we're going to go into the control panel and we'll click on hardware and device manager. And you're going to see that there are a couple of devices that it doesn't have the drivers for. One of them is the Pci Device, which is the 10 gig card. The other one is the Ethernet controller for that 10 gig card. So you're going to want to double click on the first one. Let's do the Ethernet controller first. Update drivers. We're going to browse. And we're going to browse to the virtual CD that we created when we initially installed Windows into this VM. And for the network card, we're going to go to NetKVM, scroll down to Windows 10, the AMD 64, click OK, and next. It'll go through, search that, find the Red Hat Virtual IO drivers, and you want to install them. And it completed that. Next up, we'll click OK on that and close. Next up, let's take care of that PCI device. Double click on it, update drivers, browse. And for this one, we're going to go back to that virtual CD that we created. But this time, we're going to go into Balloon, Windows 10, AMD 64, OK, next, and close. Then we're going to go through a quick restart, apparently. Once it completes its reboot, you'll notice that it does have internet connectivity now. So if we click on Internet Explorer, you'll see that looks like Trump was acquitted. Is that true? Yep, Trump was acquitted. Okay, so we have internet access. But are we running at the full 10 gigabit speed? Well, to test that, I have iPerf3 running on this machine, and I have it set up as a server. So we're going to go to my desktop, and we're going to run iPerf3 as a client to this server and see what we get as far as speeds. And that's kind of what I'd been seeing here lately. 2.5, 2.8, you know, right around in the 2 to 3 gig range. Well, we have a 10 gigabit card in there. So what's going on? Well, I'm not sure. And the reason I say I'm not sure is because if we go back to our test container and we run iPerf3 as a server, go back to our desktop and run that same test, we're getting 7, 8 gig per second on the same card. So that leads me to believe that it's something with the virtual drivers in Windows or just Windows in general. It's not like it's ever caused anyone problems. No, stuff, headaches, tumors, convulsions, or anything like that before. Is it a limitation of the hardware, or did I set something up incorrectly? I'm not really sure. So if you know, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments. Logical place to put them, right? And maybe we can fix this or figure it out together. But to tell you the truth, 2 gig, 3 gig, 7 gig, whatever I can get out of it is better than 1 gig. And considering for that card that I bought, it cost me $25 with a pair of the fiber connectors. I'm not complaining about it or anything. So if this video helped you out, go ahead and click on that like and gently breeze up against the subscribe button on your way out, and thanks for watching.